to understand to Labour in this coalition talks that it should introduce the alternative vote system without even asking the British people. That's how democratic you are. You wanted to change the entire electoral system without even asking them in a referendum.
But that's because, as other people have conceded, it's not a change to a proportional system. It's simply putting 1, 2, 3, 4 rather than a cross. An improvement, but certainly not a fair vote system, which is still to be negotiated for and achieved.
Achieved? Are you going to get proportional representation?
There's still a woman here on the right here.
Good luck.
I completely agree with Heseltine and Hughes that the coalition government, that is what we voted for. We need. That's what else would you suggest? Would you suggest we have a minority government, Conservative government, which on working day-to-day policy would never work? Or do you think we should have a left rainbow coalition government, which would never work either?
But no one voted for a coalition government.
But we did vote for a coalition government.
That's not on the voting paper. We've got to do our best.
Well, exactly. It's not on the voting paper. You vote for a constituent.
And if they don't get a majority, Melanie, they don't have the right to govern on their own.
But Melanie, the question is whether this arrangement, the coalition, is not more stable and better for the country as a whole than the alternative.
Well, the idea that a coalition is better for a country because you basically have a lot of people.
Government, I think.
Well, first of all, it's not stable.
How do you know?
Because the history of it's not necessarily stable. The history of coalitions is often that the constituents of the coalition, particularly the Liberals, can't stomach it and fall apart, and the coalition falls apart.
And
so
that's why we've agreed a 5-year agreement, Melanie, built into the agreement. It will be a government for 5 years, for good or for bad. It's at least going to give security for 5 years, and that's better for Britain than something might fall apart in 5 minutes.
Simon, I said there was a... I said there was a question for Michael Heseltine. There's one that's rather more directed at you, perhaps. And let's just take it very briefly from Stuart Mariner, please.
If David Cameron's favourite joke is Nick Clegg, how long do the panellists really believe that this coalition government will last?
It'll last for 5 years. and not only will it last for 5 years, but also we've moved at last to having